What's going on, Jerome's? So, obviously, if you've been a fan of the Vikings for any stretch of time, like you've seen some good times, you've seen some bad times, you've seen some terrible times. Sunday was quite possibly the most embarrassing half of football that we've ever seen. Second half was just, what are we even doing here? And I know that McCarthy's going to get all the blame, which he's certainly not blameless in this game, but just the entire all phases, special teams, mistakes, defense, tough to get a stop, offensive line collapse, McCarthy throwing picks, Kevin Connell overthinking things. It's just a complete and utter embarrassment. It's a disservice and a disrespect to the fans that have supported this team for a long time. And I don't know where the team goes from here. Really don't. I still got faith in JJ McCarthy, but right now, it's tough to see. Right? And you're hoping for progression and improvement, and we've said that mechanics-wise, it's tough to do in season, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. But we got winners and losers from the game that was. So winners, Will Throw record. Right. It really sucks when the top two winners are your two specialists. I'm sure Ryan or Andrew DePaula deserves to be up there too. But Will Thrill, long of 59, only person who scored. And now, some Vikings fans have made a big deal. It's like, Will the Thrill is leading the team in scoring. Your kicker usually leads the team in scoring, but let's not get in the way of a good narrative. Ryan Wright, 53-yard coffin corner punt early on. Also had a couple other good ones. He had ample opportunity. Yeah. Eric Wilson has no quit in him, man. All right, he stonewalled on 3rd and 1. Gave the Vikings some life, but yeah. Vikings offensive line run blocking was great, especially the first half. Just great run fits, hat on a hat. Ryan Kelly was out there calling out protections, calling out blocking, and they were just moving the Packers front seven off the line. And Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. Jones, 4.6 yards per carry. Mason, 5.3 yards per carry. But they only had 17 carries. We'll have to check. Did they get 4 carries in the second half? Where, yes, you're down 11. You're not down 31. And there's still plenty of game left. Whenever Kevin O'Connell gets down what he perceives to be an insurmountable number of points, he just goes throw. And that's not conducive to the offense right now. Diamond Dallas Turner, had a sack without Grenard, 3 tackles, 2 quarterback hits, out there doing some big things. Jefferson, Jefferson took some shots, but he's fighting the good fight out there. He and McCarthy hooked up on a couple of nice ones, but it wasn't enough. And Redmond, 6 tackles, tackle for loss, 1 batted pass. Cashman went up here too. He had 16 tackles, but wasn't good in coverage. Also got run over by Eugene Wilson, or whatever. Losers, Kevin O'Connell. All right, and sucks to say, but I mean, you are what your record says you are. You're 4-7, and at least 3 games this season: Falcons, Chargers, Packers. No call, no show. Just a complete and utter embarrassment. Hey, all the blame is going to go towards quarterback, but all the blame also should go to the head coach, because this was just a complete and obvious mail it in, put a stamp on it, mail it, especially that second half. Embarrassing. All right, season's on the line, division game, and that's the effort that you coax out of your team. And also, the play calling. You go from just cooking in the run game to 3rd and 1, Hawkinson quarterback sneak. I get it. If it works out, he's a genius, but it didn't. Right? And then it obviously changed momentum, which momentum is a real thing. And then Jordan Mason got stonewalled on 4th and 1, and that was basically the ball game. That's where the mojo just shifted, man. Yeah. And then second half, completely getting away from the run game, leaving McCarthy out there to dry. Does McCarthy have to step up? Yes. Is he ready for that? No. He's not. You got to know your man. Miles Price, just wiped out that big-time defensive stop. Just know where the ball is, right? And Price has made a couple of special teams errors this year. Coach Hatt's going to get fired. And that stinks, but special teams have been very subpar throughout most of the year. I know what the PFF grade says, but they're propped up by a price and his good returns and will throw record. That's what it is. Vikings offensive line pass blocking. So 5 sacks. Yes, McCarthy's hanging on to the ball quite a bit, but especially that drive in the shadow of your end zone, which basically destroyed the game. I mean, that's, Parsons was running wild. Darisaw did not have a good game. He's getting cooked by number 1, and then Darisaw got hurt again and is just bad. And Justin School. So the first McCarthy interception, which sucks that we have to number them, but obviously Rashawn Gary getting his mitts on JJ's arm where he just blew by Justin School, and then the ball went directly towards McDuffie, the linebacker. Yeah. McCarthy's second pick was on him, though. Stepped up in a nice pocket for a change and just sailed the ball to Speedy. That was bad interception. Can't have it. All right. Vikings are 1-7-3 in the turnover battle department this season. The one game was the Bengals game. The defense was lethargic to start, sort of sleptwalk through the first drive, got marched on 7-14 on third down, 50%, just not good. Ivan Pace, the 12 men, 11 men having to burn a timeout in the first half. It's pretty emblematic. And also another reason why Coach Hatt needs to be fired. Just embarrassing. And then more receiver drops, had 2 of them the day. Third quarter offense, he had negative 27 yards in the third. Yeah, and of course injuries cropping up again. Gernard missed second game in a row. Jackson got banged up. Parsons ran into his knee. Metellus was in and out of the game. Darisaw got hurt again. And just injuries, the turnover battle, and stupid penalties are basically the hallmark of this season. Just sucks. And the Vikings right now, staring at 4-7. Then you're heading up to Seattle, round out November. I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as like, hey, let's put in the bro show. I don't know if that's a simple solution. I know that that's the cleanest solution because, everything gets blamed on the quarterback, but the defense has been bad. Special teams have been bad. McCarthy definitely needs to improve, but I don't know. Like, this is all phase, just a complete and utter embarrassment of a season. And, we said the Vikings are coming off 14 wins. We said that the Vikings didn't need to repeat a 14-win season to be successful, but 10-11 wins, competing for the playoffs. Nice development from J.J. McCarthy, winning in the trenches. None of that's happening. And McCarthy's obviously had some high highs, had a couple setbacks in there, but there's been some low lows. And still got faith that he's the guy. Taking our 24 hours to piss and moan about things, but I don't know. The rest of the way, you need to determine if he's going to be the guy. And also, as we said, Quase and Kevin O'Connell got extensions this offseason. I don't think that guarantees them safety for next year. Because, I mean, if you end the season on, say, a 9-game losing streak, what do you do? You end up 4-13. What do you do? So, I don't know. I know that we're the purveyor of purple positivity, but right now it's really hard to comb through and be positive about this because I guess the one positive is that this is one of those games where change has to happen, right? Because this was just an absolute embarrassment. Season on the line, and in all phases, you just go up and vomit on your shoes against a division rival. Very beatable division rival, by the way, but it happens. Anyways, that's it. Who are your winners? Who are your losers from the game that was? Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.